Happy New Year! It's Dave Crane, as you probably guessed, because it says Dave Crane on Facebook and I've suddenly turned up. I hope you're feeling good. I hope you had a wonderful New Year's Eve and New Year's Day, and you spent the entire time just chilling and not working too hard. And now we're back to work again. I've been busy this morning working with one of my speaker clients, teaching them to do public speaking, to do sales presentations, and how to overcome objections and deal with the nerves of talking to people in public when you've got a big audience who are asking you tough questions and making sure your presentation's right and all the rest of the stuff. Because this year, I think this is a year that people are going to be tested more than ever. This is a year to build your brand. This is a year to find extra income. This is a year to find things that are going to be very difficult and turn them around. Hi, Naya, by the way. Good to see you. Happy New Year to you as well. This is a year where more than any time, you have to have your SHIT together. Let me explain exactly why. 2016 was universally the crappiest year on record. I don't think there's a single person who turns out and says, 2016, way, let's have some more of that. Everybody wants 2017 to be better, but I don't think it's going to be. I think 2017 is going to be rubbish. But here's the thing. Hello, Andrea, good to see you. Ooh, from Redcar, fantastic. Here's the thing about 2017. I think it is going to be nasty. I think we're going to lose a lot of celebrities. I think that our friend in the White House is going to do a lot of interesting things that are going to be very challenging. But here's why it's going to be different. You should be ready for it now. I think everybody got caught off guard with 2016. The recession kicked in. People who were expecting to find money coming in from normal ways and clients and so on found that that wasn't the case. And a lot of things got cancelled. A lot of things didn't happen the way that you truly expected and wanted them to be. But now you know that. Now you know that wherever you are in the world, you're going to have to reinvent yourself. You're going to have to do things differently. You're going to have to set up a new relationship with new clients. You're going to have to be hungry. And as part of being that hungry is that you're hungry to meet new people. You have to reinvent yourself in a different way. You're going to have to talk to people that you might not have thought were important before, but you never know how they're going to be when it comes to working with you in the future. I'm here at the World Trade Center Club. Let me just show you all the different areas around the world on the board behind me. Let me flip it around so you can see. Okay? So here we are looking down Sheikh Zayed Road in Dubai. You get a great view of Dubai as well. Can you see? This is how I see it. Beautiful, isn't it? All the traffic, as usual, people going back to work, and so it's a go slow, which is kind of what you expect it to be, going back to work. And look at all these different places, whether you're here in Brussels or London, New York, San Francisco, these are the times for all these different places around the world, Sydney, Hong Kong, of course Dubai, or in Beirut. Right now, business has kicked in for all these different parts around the world, and if you're playing with that game, then you have to get with the picture. So what is the rule of thumb? Well, the rule of thumb, I think, is to jump and grow wings on the way down. Do things that you've never normally done. Do things that are challenging. Think about your clients and what's in it for me. That's what they're asking. Why should I actually spend money with you? Why should I invest on being in business with you? What do you bring to the table that your competitors don't? And if you don't know what the answers are, well, these are the questions that you should be asking yourself as well, because they're going to be giving you more competition than you've ever had before. Whatever you can guarantee, social media does make a level playing field. So even the smallest company looks like the big company when they're online. Their websites are going to be the way to do it. If you don't have your domain name, make sure you do. If you don't have yourself on LinkedIn, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, then make sure you are. You probably find if you come late to a table on any of these different platforms, your name is already gone and somebody else is taking on your name. So you have to make sure that you are actually there as well. Chaitra, good to see you as well. Fantastic photographer as well. You need to be playing a much more competitive game than you've ever played before, because everybody is doing it. Everyone's woken up in a way that they hadn't done before. My very good friend David Alexander, who I grew up with, it was a lot of my school friends joining in. He was, when we were about 6 or 7 years old, we used to play together, which is kind of cool. Darius, nice to see you. We'll talk later on. I can't tell you why we're laughing, but trust me, we are. And so this is a year that more than any, expect it to go rotten. Expect things to be tougher, but you're pre-warned. You know what can happen. You know that the decisions that are going to be made around the globe in terms of finances, in terms of Who's that as well? Has just joined me as well. Hannah, nice to see you as well. In terms of making money, in terms of making decisions, in terms of nepotism and giving business to friends and family of your clients rather than giving it to you, all this and more is going to happen. But now you know what to expect. So if you do know this is coming, do something about it. Your products have to be better. Your relationship with people has to be better. Your way of proving that you are an industry expert or a high achiever, or even you deliver better than before. Customer service is going to be a big factor. They're going to look at you and what you do. They're going to look at people who are your competition, and they're going to really start working out who's delivering more. If you've always been comfortable being the best in your industry, there's going to be micro industries. One thing that happened in 2016, the rise of Uber. It makes it sound like the rise of the empire. Well, we're going to find that in many industries, maybe even yours. You might even find the industry that you're in disappears overnight and breaks into lots of micro little companies who are all doing the same thing as you. Nothing is forever, but one thing is for guaranteed: you should expect the unexpected. You should build up your brand. You should make sure that you're easy to find online. And if you've previously got away with not being famous, not being well known, being off the radar, well, you can still do that, but the problem is that unless you are guaranteed to have clients who are looking for you, then you're going to have to reinvent yourself and do something about it. Hello to Claire. Are you actually in Prague now, or are you in Ireland? Not sure, but good to see you as well. This is a year for speakers. This is a year for people who can communicate better than they've done before. Now, communication is very important, because if you can't communicate, nobody will know what your message is. But communication is not what you talk about. It's easy to go on about, my services, my things that I do. People should love what I do, blah, blah, blah. But it's not about that. It's not about what you say. It's about what people receive. It's about what they interpret of what you've said and what they take in. So if they're going la, 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 while you're talking, you haven't managed to reach anybody at all. Hello to Emma. I think, Emma, were you in Australia when it turned New Year? So you got it first before most people. Well, good to see you. Come back soon. We do miss you here in Dubai. So this is the year where more than anything, you should be reinventing yourself and putting out your brand. Open up a Facebook page. Even if you're not planning to use it, your business page, at least book it with your name so somebody else who's the same namesake can't take it. Think about what the takeaways and deliverables are that you actually deliver. You might be in a job. Most people are. But your job is not guaranteed, because if they do have a shake-up like they did with Uber, and your taxi business suddenly everybody becomes a taxi driver, how can you guarantee that you're the right person that people are going to contact? The only way to do it is start building up your brand and being aware that every single person I'm now on my phone. This isn't a big sexy phone, it's just a phone. It's an iPhone. It's an old iPhone. And here I am, using my data package, talking to you all around the world as I build my brand and start communications. And that's how I mean to start the year. So in the same way, everybody has the ability to broadcast. Now, you might not feel that you want to be a speaker. You might not feel that you're comfortable talking on live video. You might not want to do podcasts. You might prefer to write, or you might prefer to contribute or put together bullet points. You might want to be part of a syndicate or a mastermind group. But this is a new way of doing business. But one thing I can guarantee is if you don't stand up to be counted, you could easily be ignored by everybody. So when it comes round, you suddenly find that a shift of the sands underneath your feet means that you lose your business or you lose your job. Unless you have been thinking about a bigger picture, then good luck to you. You might find it really difficult to survive, especially if you've got family to look after at the same time. I suggest you think about multiple streams of income, different ways that you can break in money, not necessarily losing your 9-to-5 job, but things you can do in addition to it. Maybe your passion is hang gliding, in which case you're not going to last very long. Maybe your passion is I don't know, doing some kind of extreme sport, or maybe cookery or something else. Well, that might be something that you can actually turn into a job on the side. So as well as doing your 9-to-5 job on a weekend, or even in an Uber way, you can create a business that runs alongside it. That maybe you could go full-time in, but short term, you're making a nice little income from it. It's the year for 1.5 times your salary and 1.5 times your job, for 1.5 times that job security. But that job security is even bigger, because that whole process of knowing that the world this year is going to be tougher to deal with means that you're going to be thinking differently about yourself. You're going to be thinking about getting testimonials. You'll be thinking about every relationship. How did you leave people? Did you leave them thinking that you were great, or leave them wanting more, saying, well, you know what, they could have done bigger and better? Well, now there's more people after the same job and the same clients as you. So are you servicing them the same way as you should be? All these questions and more are things that maybe you've never had before. I'm putting together a presentation, a webinar that answers all these questions about how to deal with 2016 and get rid of it and move on to 2017 and start winning, regardless of what happens around you. It means going into your own little war room and looking at all the things that you can affect, all the things you can't affect, and putting them all together to find a bigger and better result for you. It's a real challenging year, but I also think that if you are prepared for it the way that you were last year, or the way that you weren't last year, then you'll find those results will come fast and furious. You'll also find that you're independent of all the things that go on in the news. This is a year of misinformation. This is a year you're going to hear about people dying who didn't die, about decisions that were made that weren't made, and about things that were said by people that weren't said at all. There are now misinformation news websites going up, sending rubbish out because they just want to have bums on seats, making up stuff. This is a year where you need to have people around you who you know, like, and trust, who may be in the same industry, or maybe they've got a foot in a different industry, but they can share with you insights into what you should be doing better. So it's a reinvention right across the board. Jump and grow wings on the way down, and I can't wait. But one thing I would say is, there's a point that was told me by Emma from various radio stations. Emma Schlegel is a good friend of mine. I was asking you on Facebook a little while ago, tell me about your New Year's resolutions, and she made a point of saying I don't have any, and I said, well, you should always have goals to work towards, and her point was this: if you only do it at this time of year, then you limit yourself to wait a whole 12 months before you do something about it. And let's face it, if you haven't done something about it in the first 2 weeks of this year, most people, like losing weight, or making more friends, or working on their credit cards and all the rest of it, will not do enough about it. Nice to see you, Brenton, as well. Instead, what you need to do, and this year is a perfect year to do it first, if you haven't done it before, set your goals on a daily basis. Improve them all the time. There is no start, there is no finish. There's only how you live this journey and how you do things around it right now. So set the goals that you mean to work on, add more tomorrow, monitor them, add some more the day after. When you manage to counter things and manage to conquer all those fears, start making more revenue, start making bigger and better clients, then you've done well. Tick them off, but reinvent and keep moving on. This is a year where more than anything, nothing counts until you manage to do it. But when you have worked it out and you have managed to create that success, you'll find it a lot easier to deal with anything that gets thrown at you. It will be the year of nationalism. The Brexit will be closer. You might find the country that you're in has made a slimmer decision that they don't want to be part of a world community. You might suddenly find that all your friends and contacts and family on Facebook don't want to talk to you anymore for something that was said by somebody that's completely wrong. It might be about religious grounds. It might be about race. It could be about all sorts of things. You don't know what's going to happen. But think of it in a way that is testing you, testing your resolve, testing your relationships, and testing your ability to buy into who you really are. If you don't buy into you, why should anybody else give a monkeys? So start with you. It's an emotional intelligence thing. Start about who you are, your values, the things you truly believe in. Don't pay attention to the news. I don't pay attention to the news because bad news sells. It's simple. Bad news sells because if you had good news every day, you wouldn't bother paying attention to the news. So why would it put bad news out there? Well, because it puts bums on seats. It sells advertising. If it put good news out, nobody would give a monkeys. They've got to be scared to make sure that they pay attention to it. That's why I don't pay attention to any news. Do I go la la la? Yes, I do, because I can find out from my friends all the things I need to know. I'm based in Dubai. If I need to know that everyone has to leave Dubai with immediate effect, I would know, because I'd have a look at the view that I've got right now of Sheikh Zayed Road and all those cars. Can you see what I'm looking at? Look at that. All the traffic's back. I'd have a look at that traffic and there wouldn't be anybody there. They'd all be heading towards the airport. And that would be my hint that somewhere in the news they've been told to get out. Now that's not going to happen. Dubai is going to go from strength to strength. If you've never been to Dubai or you don't know about it, Google it. I've been here 22 years. And in the 22 years when I came out here, I remember a very good friend of mine said, oh, go to Dubai. And I'd just done Blind Date years ago. And if you haven't seen me on Blind Date, have a look at it on YouTube. I won Blind Date, and I wanted to go onto TV and become this big famous superstar. And at the time, it was possible from doing reality TV. In fact, funnily enough, hi Belinda, funnily enough, in those days, certainly in Britain, you used to have Blind Date while you're getting ready and having your dinner. Gladiators while you're getting ready and having your dinner. And then you'd have a shower, and you'd watch Blind Date, and you had things to talk about down the pub on a Saturday. They're bringing back British wrestling, by the way, which is all those fatties like Big Daddy and all those other guys. They've reinvented it now to get it out as Saturday evening TV that everyone's going to buy into. I don't know if it's going to work, but good luck to them anyway. So taking about 22 years ago, I wanted to get onto TV to be a presenter. I won Blind Date. You can see the videos just by going on. The one where I got selected, and then the wonderful date I had with a young lady who hated me. I mean, really, really hated me. You can find out when you watch it. And then on the back of that, I didn't go on because I wanted to meet a perfect partner, because if I hadn't met my perfect partner by that time, there's no way that a TV show is going to do it. But I did think that at the time, people were being selected from reality TV shows and being given a chance to go on a TV show themselves. So I went on that show, and I won it at Christmas. There was about 20 million people watching. And because it was filmed a couple of weeks in advance, I knew what was going to happen in the show, but when I went out after the first episode had happened, before we went away, we'd actually filmed that earlier, people were freaking out, watching me just shop, because they'd all seen me on the TV show. How could I be there? And it was the first taste I ever had of what the Kardashians and Brad Pitt and all, like Justin Bieber, ever have to deal with. And I promise you, it's the most horrific thing to have everybody make an opinion on you, and you can't say anything, and anything you do just makes it worse. So anyway, I wanted to get selected for a TV show, and that's why I did it. And at the time, it was snail mail, not like proper email or even WhatsApp or any of that technology. You had to get a VCR. Remember VCRs? Those great big clunky things like that. You get a video, and you send it off to somebody in the post, and you hope it arrives in time. And I was lined up for being a TV presenter on Don't Forget Your Toothbrush, The Clothes Show, what else was it? MTV and The Big Breakfast. They were very interested in working with me. So that was fantastic. I was really excited. But at the time, it's sending not emails, I keep saying it because it's the default way of sending stuff, but sending letters. You know, when you actually write them out or you type them out to people and you wait for a reply a couple of weeks later. And out of the blue, about 4 months later, after toing and froing with these people, I ended up getting Dear Johns from all 4 shows saying, "Thanks, Dave, we really like what you're doing, but have you done any more?" And it was a chicken and egg, catch-22 situation. Yeah, I did really well with that, but I couldn't do any more, because without any more, I couldn't get any more. Do you know what I mean? Here's the evidence. That should give me more shows. Without more shows, it wouldn't give me any evidence. And so I ended up realizing that what I should have done is move down to London rather than being in the northeast of England. By moving down to London, I could have walked into these offices. But by then, the TV show had finished. It was heading towards April, and it had been done. Forget it. I'd missed my little window of opportunity. So in the end, I ended up leaving the UK, coming to live in Dubai to seek my fortune, and the rest you can Google and find out. Why would I go through this whole process of telling you? Because I think now is the time for reinvention. There's a real change in the wind for 2017. Because everybody who got a battering in 2016 is now thinking about, how do I deal with it bigger and better than before? So with that, I think it's your opportunity to think about what you truly want to do, how you're going to change things, and I wish you the very best of luck. I've got a webinar with more details coming on very soon with my very good friend Ernesto Verdugo. I've got some big plans with my very good friend, my big brother, Darish Saudi, and various other things looking forward to sharing with you in the coming 12 months. Share with me what you think. Share this with your friends. Leave your comments and let me know that I'm helping you in some way, shape or form, because that makes me want to do more. All you have to do is like it. Press like and leave a little comment, and I will be back here tomorrow to give you some more stuff. Tomorrow I'm actually working on weight loss. So if you're interested in gastric band, hypnosis or ways of losing weight, I'll share tons of ideas with you. So wherever you are in the world, you can get stuck in. I'll maybe even send you some free goodies too. That's it from me. I've got to go back to work now. Look after yourself. Happy New Year! And be crazy. All the very best. Bye-bye.